The Oregon Ducks travel to Seattle, Washington. This game's 3:30 Eastern time on CBS. This is the Husky Stadium backdrop. And Washington this year, they are 5-1 at home, and they will host the 10-1 Oregon Ducks. And they arrive in Seattle after a statement victory last week against USC. It was a game that really validated their offensive personnel. They've had a bunch of injuries. They've navigated through it. Well, Washington enters the fray with a lot of confidence. They completely dismantled UCLA last week, and that really highlighted the dual threat lethality of quarterback Damon Williams. This is one of the best quarterback matchups of the entire season. The battle between Dante Moore for Oregon and Washington quarterback Damon Williams, from a quarterback nerd standpoint, is about as good as it gets. Now, Moore is slightly higher from a QB rating standpoint. They're both, though, in the top 7 nationally. These two guys can take over the game. Nothing gets me more excited than a great quarterback matchup. Question 1, can Washington's O-line hold up long enough to let Williams do his work? Now, that's a big question because Washington's offensive line gets painted as a bit of a vulnerability, and I don't think it's fair. When I've watched them, I think they've actually been decent this year. Believe it or not, they're 10th in the FBS when it comes to time before the first pressure arrives, which that's the ultimate indicator. Like, how long do I have to stand back there before I have to find it and before that defender finally breaks free? Well, Washington's been in the top 10, yet they've given up 25 sacks. That's 93rd. Now, Williams will hold the ball. That's kind of what he does. He wants to buy time. He wants to be creative. But against this group, you have to choose your spots to kind of help your offensive line out, because Oregon's not an outrageously dynamic pass rushing group. They have just 18 sacks this year, but they're sound and they're very opportunistic with their pressures. So you don't want to take away what makes your quarterback super special, but you also don't want to hang your offensive line out to dry against the Oregon Ducks. Question 2, can Oregon continue their explosiveness in the run game? Now, Oregon's ground game is ridiculous. Top 5 in the country, over 6 yards per carry. They are ridiculous. I absolutely love this rushing attack. It translates to about 230 a game. Now, the toughest thing you have to account for when playing against Oregon, though, is the explosiveness in the run game. Their running backs are amazing. They have elite speed. They're so good when they get to the second level. They can make you miss. They can dance. And they also have elite ability to get to the end zone if they are untouched. They have 28 carries that have gone for 20-plus yards. That's second in the FBS. So Washington won't completely stop them. It's going to be very hard to stop them. Everyone's tried and failed for the most part. But what you can't do if you're Washington is you can't give up the 30, 40, 50-yard run. That's where Oregon kills you. The good news for Washington is they've allowed just 6 carries this year to go for 20-plus yards. That's top 10. So they've been very good when it comes to limiting explosives on the ground, and they're going to have to be at their very best in a game like this. Question number 3, how much will Washington lean on the run game? Look, Jonah Coleman is one of the most underrated backs in the FBS, but he's been a little limited the last couple of weeks. He had just 5 carries against Wisconsin before he got banged up. He missed the Purdue game with that knee injury. He had just 4 carries against UCLA. He was wearing that knee brace. He didn't look like he had the same burst. Now, Adam Muhammad filled in admirably the last 3 weeks and peaked in productivity against UCLA, where he went for over 100 yards. It'll be really tough sledding, though, against one of the best defenses against the run in the FBS. Oregon allows just over 100 yards a game on the ground and just over 3 yards per carry. Question 4, can Washington's passing attack create problems for Oregon? Now, Oregon does have a talent advantage in some spots, for sure. But Damon Williams can be the best player on the field on any given Saturday. And if you haven't watched him, he gives you some Kyler Murray vibes. I mean, he's that kind of player. And at full strength, they have a really good wide receiver core. Now, the health of Denzel Boston is imperative. He rolled his ankle against Wisconsin. He missed Purdue game. He played just 3 snaps against UCLA. So him being back and at close to 100% is of vital importance. Now, in his absence, Desmond Roebuck has filled in pretty admirably as the number 1 guy. Went for over 100 last week. Has shown the ability in the past to kind of step up when his number is called. They also, Vines Bright has also missed some time. They have a tight end that can also get involved in the passing game. And don't forget, Jonah Coleman can beat you out of the backfield catching the ball as well. And this Oregon secondary has been great all year. And their best attribute is they don't give up big plays. That's why they're one of the top 3 pass defenses in the country. I do think Washington has the juice, though, to make it tough, but you still got to go out there and do it. I'm taking the upset in this game. I'm taking the Washington Huskies and Damon Williams to create some magic and kind of show the world that people have been sleeping on them all season long. They played Ohio State tough. They just couldn't finish in the red zone. They had settled for 2 28-yard field goals. If they can somehow turn those field goals into touchdowns, it might have been a different conversation. I think they'll be able to do that against the Oregon Ducks. I'm taking the Huskies. I think they get it done and shock the world on Saturday afternoon.